Welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Midwest High School Hockey League between your Dubuque Saints and the Quad City Blues. A little late getting started here. We did an extra resurfacing of ice after a public skate, so teams are just taking the ice to warm up. Got about a 5-minute warm-up set here. As soon as they start the clock, which they've done, we'll be underway in about 5 minutes. So we'll see you then. So we're down to just about a minute left in warm-ups. Give you a quick rundown of the team. The Dubuque team is led by Cade Weiner in scoring. He's got 5 goals, 7 assists, and 12 points. Followed by Nolan Pierce, 7 goals, 3 assists, and 10 points. And Corbin Deutsch Corbin Deutsch and CJ Mueller, each with 5 goals and 3 assists for 8 points. We'll expect to see Connor Sheehy in net tonight. For Quad Cities, they're led by Caden Freiberger. He's got 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points. Also with 10 points is Kelly Hornet. He's got 3 goals and 7 assists. And Jackson Panther, 80% of the time, it works every time, with 5 goals and 4 assists for 9 points. I would expect to see Cody Harkey in net for Quad City tonight, but I've been wrong before.
Tonight's first matchup, the Dubuque Saints JV squad hosts the Quad City Blues JV squad.
Does look like Harkey's got his stick and water bottle all set to head to the pipes. We'll get the starting lineups here in just a minute as they break from the benches. Looks like we're going to see Weiner, Smothers, and Pierce. Going to start things off for the Saints. Looks like they'll be backed by Seegers and Spangler. Cody Harkey does head to the net on the other side. Not as familiar with the Quad City players. I see Carroll, Rosenberg, Patton, Blunk, and Wright. Looks like Luke Thorman with the water wings on. Dave Blondin on the near side. Puck's down. We're ready to go. Puck sent back into the Dubuque offensive zone. Kick back out to center ice. Spangler sends it over to Seegers. Quad City steals in front of the bench. They're battled for it there. Squirts out to the center ice. They'll try and play it up. Bounces into the Quad City bench for a whistle. Saints will send out some fresh legs. Quad City likes what they got. We'll get the Netherly line out. He's flanked by Deutsch and Mueller. Puck's down, back to Seegers. Seegers tries to send it up. Controlled there in the Quad City's defensive zone. They'll bring it up the far side. Cuts across to the middle. Now on the near side, and we'll get an offsides. So what happens when you start at the far side and come to the near side? Rule of thumb is when you get to the blue line, get it in. Now we'll get some fresh legs for Quad Cities. Puck's down. They'll dump it into the zone. Zick and Henry back on defense. Henry's got it. He leaves it behind the net for Zick. Wrapped around to the near side to Deutsch. Deutsch throws it up. Stolen there. Quad City's got it now. Kicked out to the high slot. Walks around one. Weak shot. Saved by Sheehy. Wraps around to the other side. Dumped down behind the net. Henry will chase. Poked out of the zone by Netherly. Deutsch now applying a little pressure. Mueller in too. Panther kicks it up to Freiberger. They'll bring it into the attacking zone. Shot saved by Sheehy. He'll kick it to the corner to his brother Xander. Circles around the back of the net. Walks up the near side. A little speed across the blue line. Puts a man on his seat. Walks him along the goal line. He's a one-man show back there. It's stolen, and Quad Cities will bang it back out to center ice. Seegers will pick it up there. Sends it over to Waddick. Waddick up to Heacock. Heacock backhands it into the zone. They'll go D to D. Michael Poles will apply a little pressure. Send up the middle. Quad City brings it in on the near side. They're 3-on-2. Heacock back to back check. Sent out in front to no one. On the far boards, shot from the top of the circle. Sheehy saves it and kicks it to the boards. Poles sends it up to Sheehy. They'll get it out of the zone. Heacock's got it now. He'll send it in the zone as the Saints will change lines. Heacock rubbed off the puck as it goes behind the net. Wrapped around to the near side. Now it's fed up the middle to Otten. Stolen there by Seegers. Maddox Mitchell into the game. Nice pass over to Chase Poles. Sent back into the Quad Cities defensive zone. They'll kick it right up the middle. Seegers has got it there. Gives off to Waddick. Waddick now walks it up to center ice. Dumps it into the zone. It's his brother. Now I'm going to have to figure out which Waddick's which. Quad Cities brings it up the near side. Shot wide of the net. Catches the side of the netting. They'll bang it off the back. Wrap it around to Spangler. Spangler up to Mitchell. Mitchell kicks off the boards to Poles. Pulls it, walking around, knocked loose there. Now they're coming back. Got the Saints in a bit of a change here. Pierce steps off the bench. Runs into one, runs into another. Quad City's down. Pierce hustles, tries to collect in the corner, and does. He's got Weiner out in front. Gets it to Smothers. Smothers just misses the net. Wrapped around the back of the net. Stolen by Smothers. Kicked out in front. Nobody home. Quad City's got it on the near side. They'll bang out the boards. It'll go the length. For an ice. So 11:27, 11:29 left in the first period. Blues with one shot on goal. Weiner, Pierce, Smothers out for the faceoff. One back to Harkey. Harkey covers it for the whistle. We'll do it all again. Didn't seem like a 3-second play, but Weiner back for the faceoff. Quad City wins again. Back to Harkey. Harkey pokes it loose. Quad City breaks it out of the zone. They're up through center ice. Stolen there by Spangler. Given back to Weiner. Weiner's got it now. Walks it up the near side. Taken back by Quad City. But they'll retreat back to their own zone. Hornets got it there. Long pass up. Tipped at the blue line. Sheehy will stop it behind the net. Wraps it around the boards. Gets it out. And they'll bring it back in for a quick whistle. Nethery, Deutsch, and Mueller out for the faceoff. They'll be backed by Zick and White Kleesner. Saints win the puck back to the corner. Zick will go back to get it there. He's got Deutsch on the near side. Ignores him and carries it himself. All the way up into the attacking zone. He's at the faceoff dot. Hits the brakes. Gives back to Deutsch now at the blue line. Deutsch wraps it around the boards. Nethery's going to try and win it in the far corner. Stuck in some states. Mueller walks out. Shot. Deflected in front. The Quad Cities knocks it back out to the neutral zone. Saints feed it back in. They quickly return. Dumps it into their attacking zone. Comes around the back of the net. Kleesner will go to get it. Battled for in the corner there. Kicked up to Deutsch. Deutsch has got Mueller up in front of him off his skate. Couldn't quite connect. Mueller puts his man into the boards there. He stops it behind the net. Kleesner will walk it up the near side now. Gets it out of the zone. Kicks it up to Deutsch. Deutsch has got it. Top of the circle. Walks around the back of the net. He's got no help. He's stalling for help. Drops it down to the near corner. Sheehy will get it there. Now it's knocked out to the far side. Chipped around Waddick. Michael pulls back to get it. He turns and he'll head back up the near side. Gives it off to Heacock. Heacock chips it off the board to Sheehy. Held in there. Now Heacock throws it ahead. Battled on the far boards. Heacock now into the zone. All the way back below the goal line. He'll chase his own dump. Quad Cities will bring it up the near side. Throws it off the board. We're going to get an ice. Shots are 2-1 in favor of the Saints. Sheehy does his shuffle puck routine. Xander Sheehy in for the faceoff, flanked by Poles and Heacock. Puck's down. Sheehy gets it over to Poles. Poles back to Waddick. Waddick turns it over at the blue line, and we got a breakaway. Saved by Sheehy. Rebound just wide. Now it's Heacock in the corner. He'll send it the length of the ice for a change. We'll get Weiner, Smothers, and Pierce out. Backed by Henry and Spangler. Weiner in for the faceoff. Puck's down. Dubuque controls. Spangler's got it. She'll back it into the corner. Tries a cross ice pass. Stolen from Smothers there at center ice. Freiberger dumps it back into the zone. Now it's Henry. D to D, back to Spangler. Spangler up to the far side to Pierce. Pierce gives off to Weiner. Weiner squirks around his man. He'll cut towards the net. He's got Smothers in front. Shot on goal, saved by Harkey. Kick to the near side now, and Freiberger's got it. Sends it across to Hornet. Spangler steals it there. Dumped down, and Liam Henry will go back and pick it up behind the goal line. He's double teamed there. Knocked off the puck. Weiner's got it. Sends it across to Pierce, just outside the zone. Sends it ahead. That's offsides. Quad City player was just a few steps from getting outside. We'll get Nethery, Deutsch, and Mueller backed by Kleesner and Zick. Puck's down. Mueller battles for it there. Quad City controls on the far boards. They'll regroup at their defensive zone. Sends it across ice to Patton. Patton has it pucked loose by Zick. Battled on at the blue line. Deutsch can't quite get a handle on it. Patton now walking it to the high slot. Tries to turn and shoot. Can't quite get a shot off. Saints do a good job of neutralizing the shot there. Quad Cities dumps it around to the near corner. Sent back, high slot. Nethery pokes it loose there, up to Mueller. Now it's Deutsch on the near side. He's around his man, cutting at the blue line. Shot, saved by Harkey. Puck pops up. Nethery couldn't quite baseball it in. Now it's Deutsch. Tried for the big hit. Got nothing. Quad Cities controls at center ice. They'll walk it to the near side. Tries to dump it in. Seegers has got it there. Gets it up to Deutsch. Again, Quad City controls. They'll take it in on the far side. Kleesner's got him lined up. Shot. High over the net. Comes right on the knee side. Heacock's off the bench, and he's got it there. Sends it up just out of Sheehy's reach. They'll play it to the far side where Michael Poles is to get it. Stolen from Poles there. They'll walk around the far side, get around Seegers. Centering pass. Stolen. Poles has got it again. Sends it ahead to Sheehy. Sheehy's working out the far side with a little speed. Nice little spinorama there. Completely misses the net with the shot. Poles knocks it loose, gets it over. Heacock tries to get a shot on net, bounces a little wide. Now they'll send it around the back of the net. Quad Cities to carry it out here. We're going to get an icing call, and that's what it is. .6:26 left in the first period. Shots even, 3 apiece. We'll see Weiner, Smothers, and Pierce, backed by Henry and Spangler. Puck's down. Weiner gets it towards the net. Harkey. Goal! Harkey got the rebound. Pierce pointed it in, and now it's not a goal, I'm being told. Apparently we were a little preemptive on our reading the referee pointing in the goal, using the goal symbol, thinking that was a goal. That's the new universal symbol for not a goal. Face off to the right of Harkey. Weiner wins it back. Shot on net by Pierce. Saved by Harkey. Also not a goal. Weiner for the face-off. Puck's down. Weiner gets it back to Henry, who just holds it in momentarily. Now Quad Cities will dump it in. They had a 2-on-1 that they wasted. Spangler behind the net. She'll rotate it back to the near corner. Pierce with the long pass just out of the reach of Smothers. Harkey will cover on the other end. And we'll get a face-off. And a change of the line. The Netherly line steps out. Mueller and Deutsch. Gavin Netherly's wingman. Henry and Spangler still holding down the fort at the blue line. Nethery in for the face-off. London doesn't like where Patton is. Puck's down. Knocked out of the zone. Quad City will regroup in their own defensive zone. Patton walks it across the ice. Up the far side. Now it's Nethery with a puck at the blue line. Walks across. Top of the circle. Loses it there. Deutsch knocks it down to the corner. He's got a little time there. Tries to center. The puck's blocked. Battled for in the corner by Deutsch and Mueller. Kicked out. All the way out to Spangler. Top of the blue line. Shot towards the net. Goes just wide. Mueller's got it. Fires it a little too hard back to the D. Sheehy will go back and get it. Plays it up to Deutsch. And we're wide. It's a ping pong game going on here, folks. Deutsch rides his man into the boards. Sheehy gives it back to Zick. Zick ahead to Mueller. Mueller gets around one. Chase pulls into the game. He's 2-on-1. Shot. Rebound. Shot wide of the net by Deutsch. Kicks around to the near side. That's Maddox Mitchell. Mitchell gives it back to Zick. Deutsch backhands it on his way off the ice for a line change. Zick holds it in, though. Chase pulls. Can't quite get there, and we'll go the length for an ice. I'm going to take this brief stoppage to figure out which one of the Waddiks play defense. Alex plays defense, and he's number 30. I will most likely not remember that, but he's in the game now. Alex Waddick plays Seegers. The Sheehy line at forward. Back to Waddick. Waddick sends it to Heacock. Can't quite get a handle on it. Wrap around to Michael Poles. Poles battles for it on the near boards. They'll get by him. Carry it outside the zone. Held up at center ice. Or an offsides. Saints have taken a slight advantage in shots, now leading 7-3. 4:27 left in the first period. Sheehy to take the face-off. He's flanked by Poles and Heacock. Puck's down, still battled at the blue line, or at the dot. Back to Seegers. Seegers kicks it up to Poles. Poles gets it ahead to Heacock. Heacock now, clear path towards the net. Backhander shot, saved by Harkey. Battled for in the near corner, or far corner. Puck squirts loose. Just over the stick of Sheehy. He'll back check and knock it loose. Seegers knocks it down into the zone. Heacock knocks it loose into the near corner. Quad Cities will pick it up there. They'll try and bring it up the near side. Freiberger gives back. Walked up. High slot. They'll drop it off there. Shot. Saved by Sheehy. Another goal that's not a goal. Sheehy had it momentarily and had it trapped in his forearm. Got the whistle and then dropped it, and Quad Cities knocked it into the net after the whistle. Weiner in for the faceoff. Quad City wins it. They'll go back to the blue line. Now they'll wrap around the back of the net to the near side. Back out to the Quad City blue line. Shot blocked in front. Trickling puck. Sheehy kicks to the corner. Henry tries to pitchfork it up there. Now it's wrapped around the back side of the net. Back over the near corner. Spangler's there to get it. Sends it up to Smothers, who can't quite get a handle on it. Weiner comes in. Picks it up. Knocked back into the Dubuque zone. It's Henry back to get it. Henry battles two players behind the net. Weiner works in to help him out. He's on the near side. Loses the puck there. Smothers sends it cross ice to Pierce. Normally that would be interference when you knock down a player without a puck, but in a game where goals don't count, you can't expect an interference call. And we'll get fresh lines for everyone. Fresh lines for all my people. Looks like Freiberger, Hornet, and Blank? Blunk. Sank? Sunk. Can't tell. Netherly, Mueller, and Deutsch. Zick and Kleesner back on D. Quad City wins and shoots the puck into the stands. Must have went off a Dubuque stick as the faceoff comes outside the zone. Nethery in for the faceoff again. Puck's down over to C.J. Mueller. Mueller gives back to Zick, who gives back to Mueller. Nethery chips it in. Quad Cities will go back and collect it around the back of the net. They'll play it up. Deutsch will kick it out to center ice. Stolen back by Nethery there. Now Quad City comes in. 2-on-3. Sheehy kicks the puck into the near corner. Deutsch has got it on the board. Sends it up to Mueller. Mueller's got a little space here. Top of the circle. Shot saved by Harkey. Nethery loses control on the other side. Deutsch puts a nice hit. A little finishing touch there on the Quad City player. Oh, nice walk around. Nice walk around by the Quad City player. Nice save by Sheehy. Mueller's got it on the far side. Battles for it there. Waddick has it now in the corner. Lost it there. Nethery came in and helped him out. Puck squirts out of the zone. Knocked back in. Waddick back to get it. He'll turn and try and go back up the far side. High off the boards. Mueller can't quite get a hand on it, and they'll wrap it back around. Squirts over to the near side where Seegers will get it. He fires it up the boards. Quad City still manages to hold it in. They'll walk it across the top of the circles. Down below the goal line. Tries to tag it in on the near side. He covers it from a standing position. It's a rare feat there. Sheehy's joined by his line mates, Poles and Heacock. Seegers and Waddick will head off the ice to be replaced by Zick and Henry. 1:20 left in the first period. Puck's down. Still battling for control. Quad City's got it now. They'll feed it back to the blue line. Shot towards the net. Saved by Connor Sheehy. Xander Sheehy on the far boards. He's got it there. Cuts across the center ice. No call there. Quad City walks around the back of the net. Quad City walks it up the far side. Zick knocks him off the puck there. That's not Zick, that's Henry. Now it's Heacock. Walks up the far side. He's got Michael Poles in front of him. Puck's knocked loose. They'll get it into the zone. Comes over to the near boards. Poles chases behind the net. Cade Weiner now walks in. Puck squirts out to center ice. Liam Henry bombs it into the zone. Quad Cities will bring it up the near side. Stolen there by Pierce. Pierce at the top of the circle. Looks for help. Sends it towards the net. Harkey kicks it to the corner. Quad City now back out through center ice. Hornet walks the blue line. Gets to the high slot. Kicks over. Sends to Freiberger. They'll work with it behind the net. Bouncing puck. Swung and a miss. Panther. That'll do it for the first period. So shots on goal are 10-6 in favor of the Saints.
After one period of play, the
Score remains 0-0. We'll take a quick 3 to 4 minute break. Let the boys get some water. Let the ref discuss what they did horribly wrong that period. That might take more than 2 to 3 minutes. And we'll be right back. So we're just about back here for the second period. We'll get Pierce, Weiner, and Smothers out at forward. Spangler and Seegers back on defense. Blunk is 81. A little pre-face-off activity there. Puck's down. Quad Cities controls, and they'll dump it in the zone. Sheehy stops it there at the blue line. He'll lead for Spangler. Spangler knocked off the puck there. Pierce with a big hit. And get a boarding call, it looks like, on Quad Cities, and I think Pierce is going to get the follow-up penalty afterwards. Rough. So we'll get offsetting roughing calls. See if we're going to play 4-on-4, 5-on-5, 5-on-5. 5-on-5 penalties do not go on the clock, Mr. Scorekeeper. Please delete them both.
We have offsetting roughing calls. First on Quad Cities, number 10, Keegan Freiberger, 2 minutes for roughing. Penalty on Dubuque, number 16, Nolan Pierce, also 2 minutes for roughing. Both penalties coming at 14:47 of the second.
Dubuque will send out the Netherly line. Puck's down. Played up the near side. Deutsch sends it up to Netherly. Netherly walks it down the far side. Got control of it there. Tries to get it back to Deutsch. Puck squirts all the way back. They'll get it around Seegers. 2-on-1 with Spangler back. Seegers gets back into the play. Puck deflected up high into the corner. Battled down the near corner. It's Netherly there. Battled down into the near corner. Shot towards the net. Saved by Sheehy. Kick to the corner. It's Deutsch over there. He'll ride a man in. Seegers can't quite get it out of the zone. Knocked all the way back down into the corner. Netherly wraps around the near boards. It's Mueller there. Big hit. Probably an elbow. Chipped up into the netting. We'll get Weiner, Sheehy, and Heacock out for face-off at center ice. Quad Cities controls. They'll go D to D at their blue line. Sends it up through the middle. Sheehy's got it in the far corner. Kicks it out to the middle. Heacock loses the step and goes down. Quad City controls at center ice. They'll walk into the top of the circles. Weiner around the back of the net. He stops there. Feeds up to Heacock. He's got Sheehy cutting through the middle. Can't quite get a handle on it. Weiner chips it ahead. 3-on-1. We got Weiner on the far side. Tries to center it to Heacock. Knocked loose there. Quad Cities to come back the other way. Sent across the ice. Stolen there by Henry. Henry's got it now. Walks it up. Tries to get it across the blue line. Weiner's got it and dumps it in. Shot saved by Harkey. Puck squirts loose. Top of the circle. Quad City controls. They'll get it out of the zone. Bad bounce. Sheehy was going to play it. Had to retreat back to center ice. Waddick's got his head down. Doesn't see Mueller up at the blue line. Now they've got control. Mueller top of the circle. Backhands it off to Nethery. Nethery behind the net. Tries to center it. Knocked off the puck there. Now it's Mueller behind the net. Walks around to the near side. Puck's knocked loose. Waddick backhands it up. Nethery runs into poles. Panthers got it on the near side. He'll wrap it around the back of the net. Battled for in the near corner. Seegers has got it on the far corner now. He'll wrap it up to Mueller. Knocked out of the zone. All the way back to center ice. And we'll get an icing. We'll get too late a change for Quad Cities. Puck's down. Dubuque controls. Deutsch gives to Spangler. Spangler shot deflected behind the net. Worked on the far side. Quad City controls. Sent towards the net. Saved by Sheehy. Kick to the corner. Spangler pulls it there. Quad City sends it around the back of the net to the near corner. They'll fight it out to the blue line. Held in by Quinn. He'll dump it back down below the net. Henry knocks his man off the puck there. Quad City continues to battle below the goal line. And Dubuque gets it out. Weiner's got it at center ice. He'll walk it across the blue line. Shot from the face-off dot. Harkey got a piece of it, knocked it just into the goal post, squirted out the far side, and they'll cover for a whistle. Puck's down. Sheehy gets it towards the net. It's knocked loose there. Peacock knocks him off the puck and fires it down low. Pulls and now chase it. Give a little. Worked over to the near side. Held in there by Poles. Poles gets it down to Sheehy. Sheehy battles on the near boards. That's not Sheehy. That's Heacock. Puck's works loose. Sheehy's got it on the goal line. Wrapped out to the far side. Poles. Sheehy walks out from the corner now. Tries to feed it to the middle. He's got Poles. Puck pops up. They'll battle for it in the corner. It's wrapped up the far side. Just outside the zone. Zick will knock it back in. Saints will clear. Just off the bench, CJ Mueller steals the puck. He's got it top of the circle. Shot. Another post. That's 3 tonight. Mueller walks it around the back of the net. Tries to get it to Nethery. A little hot to handle. Squirts back to Kleesner. And out of the zone. Mueller's got it there. Fires it for an ice. We'll wave up. The line. Oh, we're calling offside still. Hutchins will send it the other way for an ice. We'll get Mueller, Nethery, and Deutsch, backed by Waddick and Seegers. Puck fed back to Seegers. He'll fire it towards the net. Deflected just over the net by Mueller. Now it's knocked back to the near corner. Knocked loose for momentarily there by Deutsch. Played up to the near side. Dumped down. Waddick battles for it in the corner. Nethery comes in to help him out. Wrapped around to the far side. Fired towards the net. They'll walk it around the back of the net. Sent out to the front. Sheehy knocks it back to the corner. Played off to Mueller. He'll try and get it high off the boards. Can't quite get it. Back to Waddick. Waddick battles it for the near boards. And he'll shoot it into the stands. Puck's down. Back to the Quad City blue line. Fires it towards the net. Tipped wide. Henry's got it there. Take it behind the net. Tries to walk it up the near side. Gets it out of the zone. And he turns it over at center ice. Quad City's little counter. Across the blue line. Now it's Smothers. Rubbed off the puck there. Quad City controls it their blue line. They'll go D to D. And back. Played up the far side. Out to center ice. Drop pass there. Shot. Saved by Sheehy. Weiner in for the faceoff. He's flanked by Pierce and Smothers. Puck's down. Pierce has got it. Plays it out the boards. Runs over a player there. Smothers skates himself off sides, and we'll get a whistle. Get a fresh set of legs out there. We'll get Maddox Mitchell, Ethan Waddick, and Chase Bowles. Puck's down. Back to Kleesner. Kleesner sends it up just over the stick of Poles. Poles will chase it back into the defensive zone. Quad Cities will walk it out to center ice. Shot blocked by Kleesner. They'll walk it down below the goal line to the corner. Zick forks it off to the near side. Kleesner now walks it up the near side. Front of the benches. He'll take it into the zone. Hits the brakes at the top of the circle. Mitchell comes in to help him out. Kleesner loses it. Squirts to the middle of the ice. Quad Cities recollects there. They'll carry it out. Cross their blue line into the attacking zone. Stops at the top of the circle. Shot. Saved by Sheehy. And we'll get a whistle. Sheehy in for the face-off. Heacock and I'm not sure who was other. There he is, Michael Poles. It's hard to miss. It's wrapped up the near side. Seegers gets it up to Heacock. Heacock can't quite get it out, so now Seegers carries it out himself. Thrown back in. Waddick gets it over to Sheehy. Sheehy had Poles, but he was kind of covered. Sheehy now walks it down to the goal line. Backhand shot. Goal! Xander Sheehy with a nice shot down, or walked it down the far side. Nice little backhander that he's well known for. Hit the goalie in the arm and flipped over. So Saints take a 1-0 lead. A little behind on the shots now. They're 11-12. But it's the goals that matter. So 6:40 left in the second period. Puck down. Quad City has it.
Saints goal scored
They'll send it around.
for Xander
She
Sheehy.
leaves it behind the net.
Assisted on the play.
Now it's Poles on the far side. Gets around one. He'll chase it down to the corner.
At 6:40 of the second period.
Played back to the net. Another post. We may need to get the post repainted after this game. That's the 5th one tonight. Quad City will break it out the far side. Send it across the middle. Waddick steals it there. Battled for just in front of the Saints bench. Now it'll squirt into the offensive zone. Send it across to Michael Pohl. Shot. Saved by Harkey. Nethery comes through. Picks it up. Tries to get it back to the middle. Can't quite do it. Quad City controls behind the net. They'll send it the length. Goofy bounce. We'll go for an ice. Puck's down. Dubuque's got it at the blue line. They'll go D to D over to Henry. Henry fires it towards the net. Off of Harkey, kicks wide to the boards. They get around Spangler there. Brings it into the zone. Spangler gets back in the plane, steals the puck back. Mueller's got it now. He'll try and walk it behind the net, and does. Henry picks it up there. He'll play it up. Bounces off the Blues player. Now it's Nethery. Sends it over to Mueller. Can't quite handle it cleanly. He'll play it behind the goal line. Battle for there. Quad City controls. They'll break it out the far side. Quad City walks it. Centering pass. All alone. Shot saved by Sheehy. Kicks it to the corner. Otten's got it now in the corner. Or that's Patton. Patton gives it back to the blue line. Shot towards the net. Blocked in front by Henry. Now it's battle for in the far corner. Nethery gets it. Sends it to the high slot. Another shave by Sheehy. Kicks it to the corner. Nethery's got it there. Deutsch will send it out to center ice. And we'll get an offsides. 4:30 left in the first period. Saints leading on a 1 goal by Xander Sheehy. We'll get the Weiner Smothers Poles line now. Or Weiner's Pierce Smothers. Backed by Kleesner and Zick. Puck's down. Knocked back to Zick. He'll walk it up the near boards. Smothers has got it now. Carries it down into the corner. Shot from a bad angle. Saved by Harkey. Now it's Pierce in the corner. Tries to get it back to Zick. It's stolen there by Quad Cities, and they'll come the other way. Panther skates himself offsides. 80% of the time, you'll be offsides 100% of the time. Back to Zick. Zick plays it up to no one. Back to Zick. He's got it back in the defensive zone. Quad City battles the steal there. It's worked along the far boards. Smothers sends it to center ice. Kicked over to Kleesner. Tries to knock it out of the zone. Can't quite do it. Now it's Kleesner again. Pierce has got it on the attacking zone. Knocked off the pucks. Smothers walks in. Shoots it 3 feet wide of the net, and it'll wrap around to the far side. Kleesner's got a man in front of him. Quad Cities walks it in on the far side. Puck's knocked loose by Pierce. He'll go around the back of the net. Kleesner's got it there. He'll walk it up the near side. Plays it up to Pierce. Just off his stick. Quad City will dump it back in. Seegers will collect it in the far side. Wraps it hard up the boards to Heacock. Heacock squirts it up to center ice. Pulls it there to pick it up. Sends it just in front of the stick of Weiner. Quad Cities will counter and come out the other way. Hornet now walks in. Face-off dot. Shot high over the net. Now it's played on the far boards. Sent out in front. Waddick's got it there. Plays it to the boards. Chipped out the boards again. Weiner sends it out to center ice. Poles will chase there. Played off the stick. Now it's Weiner again, center ice. Knock loose again. Seegers gets it ahead to Waddick. Waddick leaves it there. Tries to get into the zone. Turns back and comes up the near side. Centering pass. Seegers back by himself. They'll walk around him and they're 2-0. Comes in. Shot. Saved by Sheehy. And Quad Cities will control to the far corner. Shot from the point. Wrapped around the back of the net. Comes out to the near boards. Freiberger dumps it down to the corner there. They'll send it just out of the reach of everyone. Squirts out to the blue line. Quad Cities defender walks it in. Makes a terrible connecting pass to center ice. Now it's battle below the goal line. Squirts to the near corner. Seegers will go over to pick it up there. Tries to throw it up the boards. Heacock bows it out, and now Sheehy backhands it ahead to Poles. Just too far ahead, and we're going to get an icing. And I didn't run the clock for any of that. So, stop the clock. 1:39 left in the second period. Saints will send out Netherly, Deutsch, and Mueller. They'll be backed by Zick and Spangler. Netherly in for the faceoff. Puck's down. Quad City controls, gets it back to the blue line. Shot towards the net, saved by Sheehy. Do it all again. Quad City's getting a good number of looks at the net, but they're clean looks for Sheehy to make easy saves on. Now they're in for the faceoff again. Puck's down. Players down. There we go. Deutsch has got it. No, never mind. Battle for in the far boards. Nethery's got it now. Kicks it ahead to Deutsch. Deutsch gets it out up to Mueller. Mueller carries into the zone. He fires it towards the net. Harkey with the save. Deutsch collects the rebound. Fires it back down to Mueller in the corner. Deutsch again. Below the goal line. Nethery's got it there. Tries to get it out in front. It's blocked there. Wrapped around to the near side. Spangler will win the race there.
1 minute remaining in the second period.
Quad City now controls on the near boards. They'll get it up to the near side. Puck squirts ahead. Mueller battles for it there. It's left behind for Nethery. Shot on net. Puck's loose. There's complete loss of control. They're still hitting Deutsch in front of them. This game has lost all control. Now we're going to get a call. It's on Dubuque. Hook. All that happened there, and we get a hook call. So we're going to get Gavin Netherly for a hook. Everything else that happened there was completely legal. Is there a timeout on the ice because no one's lining up for a face-off? "20 seconds left in the second period.
Nethery, 2 minutes for hooking, with 20 seconds remaining in the second period.
So Quad Cities will get their first power play of the game.
Penalty kill.
Puck played back to the blue line. Shot towards the net, saved by Sheehy. Kick to the corner. Played to the top of the circle. Shot, saved by Sheehy. He'll hold on. 4 seconds left in the period. Puck's down. Quad City controls. And that'll do it for the second period. Saints 1, Blues nothing. Shots on goal in favor of the Blues, 19-16. We'll take a break, clean the ice, get something to drink. See you back in 20 minutes.
Through the first two periods. For Dubuque 16, for Quad City 19. Score after two periods, Dubuque 1, Quad City 0.
Saints head back out to the ice for the third period. They'll have a minute and 40 penalty to kill off still for Netherly. But they're holding on to the lead, 1-0 on the back of Sanders Sheehy. I was going to check and see who got the assist on that. Let's look. Looks like it was Sheehy from Alex Waddick. Looks like that was Waddick's first point of the season, so good to see. Connor Sheehy's been playing well in net. Couple big saves. Shots are in favor of the Blues, 19-13. Expect a big push here during this power play and on into the third period. Blues will send out Blunk, Hornet, Wright. Freiberger back on defense. Freiberger leading their team in points from defense. They normally list. Oh, it's a power play. That explains it. Puck's down and we're underway. Sheehy and Heacock out for the Saints. Henry back on defense. Can't quite clear the puck. They'll walk it down. Face-off dot. Loses it there. Back to the blue line. Shot on net. Hits a skate and squirts to the near corner. Freiberger's got it at the blue line. He chips it up to the slot. Oh! Weak backhanded goal gets by Sheehy. And that'll do it for the power play. So just 20 seconds into the third period, Quad City gets on the board, tying game 1-1. We'll get Weiner, Smothers, and Pierce.
Quad City goal scored by number 81, Samuel.
Puck's down. Puck's wrapped around the back. Sheehy can't quite stop it there. Goes to the far corners. Henry's got it there. Battled for in the far boards. Wrapped around the back of the net. Zick will pick it up there. Cuts back and he'll head back behind the net. Gives off to Henry. Henry gives back to Zick. Comes up to the near side. Shot tipped just wide of the net. It'll squirt over to the far side. Pierce will collect it there. Fires it up to the blue line. Quad City knocks it back in. Pierce has got it. Rubbed off the puck as he tries to carry it out. Quad City circles back at their own blue line. Sends it up to the red line. They'll carry it into the zone now. Weak shot. Sheehy pokes to the corner. Bang down to the corner. Spangler's knocked off the puck there. Ridden hard into the boards is Smothers. Now it's Weiner walking out. Walks out to the far side. Carries across the blue line all the way down to the far corner. He's got it behind the Quad City net. Knocked off the puck in the near side. Now it's Mueller behind the net. He'll work it back to the far side. Carries all the way back out to center ice. I'm not sure that's what he meant to do. Weak pass up the middle. Saints are looking a little flustered here. They'll dump it in. Harkey makes the save, and we'll get a whistle. A little chance to regroup, maybe. Another line out there. Another E-line out there. He's flanked by Deutsch and Mueller. Backed by Sagers and Seegers. Or Sagers and Spangler. Puck's down. Played high off the boards. Just out of the reach of Seegers. Spangler will go back and get it. She cuts to the near corner. Can't quite handle it there. Forked out in front. Shot and goal. Not sure if that firework place across the bridge is open in the off season, but someone needs to go light something underneath the Saints. I'm not sure they've returned for the third period from the locker room. Sheehy in for the faceoff. Driven to the ice.
Quad City goal scorer number 81, Samuel Blunt. Assisted by number 92.
Puck now behind the Dubuque net.
Time of the goal, 12:51 of the
Sheehy comes in, knocks it to the near corner. Quad City controls there and throws it up to their blue line. Dump back down into the corner. Work behind the net. Pleasant will go out to get it there. Just out of the reach of Henry, back to the blue line. Zick sends it up to Sheehy. Sheehy can't quite get by Guile. Now it's Poles knocking it in, just out of the reach of Sheehy. Sent up on the near side. Zick's got it there. Gets it ahead to Heacock. Heacock dumps it in. Poles will go chase. Poles first one to it in the corner. They get by him. Carrying it right up Main Street. Freiberger's got it now. Loses at the red line, and now he'll dump it in. Connor Sheehy stops it there. Leaves off for Liam Henry. Gives to Xander Sheehy. He'll play around the back of the net to Spangler. Spangler up to Poles. Stolen there. Knock loose, and Quad City will work it to the corner. Spangler knocks the puck loose off to the far side. Worked ahead to Smothers. Smothers can't get by his guy. He kicks it to center ice where Alexander's got it. Walks to the high slot. Shot. Goal. So the wheels have officially come off for the Saints as they started the period ahead 1-0. They now trail 3-1, just 3 minutes and 30 seconds in. Weiner in for the faceoff. Puck's down. Pierce has got it now. He'll circle back to the D. All the way down into the corner.
Quad City goal scorer number 42, Lawrence Alexander.
Pierce is down behind the net with his helmet off. We'll get Sheehy, Heacock, and Chase Poles. Switching things up a little bit. Puck's down. Sheehy's got it across the blue line. Stolen there at the top of the circle. Backhands it to the middle. And they'll send it right back up. Connor Sheehy now. He's got it in the goal. Long pass up to Chase Poles. Leaves off for Xander Sheehy. Poles has got it. Takes it across the blue line. Loses it there. Tries to get back to the D. Held in there by Waddick. Nice hold. Now they'll chip it around him. Quad City on the far boards. Centering pass stolen by Heacock. He'll work it out the other side. Chips it off the boards. They play it back up in front of the Dubuque bench. Waddick there. Chips it high off the boards. It'll go the length of the ice for an icing. I didn't run the clock for any of that. 10:23 left in the third period. We'll get Netherly out there with Michael Poles and CJ Mueller. Puck's down. Back to the Quad City D. They'll wrap it down below the goal line. Cleason will pick it up there. Tries to carry it up the near boards. Wraps it hard. Poles stops it there. Shot towards the net. Saved by Sheehy. And we'll get a whistle. Nethery back out for the faceoff. Puck's down. Played up to Poles. Poles has got it there. Chips it ahead to Mueller. Mueller wins the race. He's got it below the net. Tries to wrap it around. Knocks the puck loose again. And it's Kleesner knocking it back in. Mueller will go to chase on the near boards. They'll get by him. Patton through the middle. Quad Cities now across the blue line. They'll walk into the top of the circle. Shot, saved by Sheehy. And we'll get a whistle. Pierce will hop out. He'll join Weiner and Deutsch. They'll be back by Spangler and Henry. Puck's down. Quad City has it at the blue line. They'll dump it down below the goal line. Picked up there. Sent out in front. Nice stick lift by Corbin Deutsch. Blocked in front by Liam Henry. Saved by Sheehy. Kicked out to Pierce. Pierce tries to throw it to Deutsch. They can't quite connect. Quad City reconnects. Holds in. Shot blocked by Henry. Kick to the far corner. Stolen there. Pierce tries to get it out of the zone. And we're down in the Dubuque zone. Quad Cities plays it out. Knocked off the puck there. Sent deep in. Weiner will give chase behind the net. They'll walk it out the near side. Knocked loose there. They'll circle back behind the net. Cross ice pass up to Freiberger just in front of the bench. He'll dump it in on Sheehy. Makes the save. Tries to send it up to Pierce. And we'll get a whistle. Xander Sheehy in for the faceoff. Saints win it back. Waddick's got it on the corner. He's knocked off the puck there. Tried to kick it out in front. Back to the corner. Waddick's got it. Sends it up the boards. Chase Poles runs into a man there. Now it's Xander Sheehy. Sends it across to Heacock. Bounces off Heacock's stick. Quad Cities will wrap it back down. Seegers sends it back up to Heacock. Knocked off the boards there. Seegers again up to Heacock. Can't quite get a piece of it. Now he'll send it out. He's got Xander Sheehy out in front of him. Sheehy walks in. He's knocked off the puck. And we're going to get a penalty. They're calling interference. I'm not sure how dragging down a player on a breakaway is interference, but hey, 2 minutes is 2 minutes. So the Saints will go out on their power play. Sheehy in for the faceoff. He wins it back to Seegers. Seegers at the blue line. Gives a little hard down to Deutsch. Deutsch can't quite get a hold on it. Quad City sends it the length. Sheehy's got it there. He'll play it hard off the boards. Up to Pierce. Pierce turns it over at the blue line. Patton's all alone. Shot and a goal. Short-handed goal for Quad City. Runs the score to 4-1. We'll get Michael Poles back on defense now.
Quad City goal scored by number 91, Max Patton. Unassisted, short-handed at 7:35 of the third period.
Still on the power play. Quad City controls. They'll dump it into the zone. No icing on a power play. Great officiating to not see that rule that changed 3 years ago. And we'll get the face-off just to the right of Sheehy. Nether in for the face-off. Shot towards Sheehy. He'll cover. We'll do it all again. Puck's down. On the near boards, it's battled there. 4 players can't handle Patton. Heacock's got it now. He'll spin away. Leaves for Zick. Zick carries across the blue line. Stolen there by Patton. Taken back by Heacock. Heacock will carry it across the blue line. Down the far side into the corner. Hits the brakes there. Gives back to Zick at the blue line. Back to Heacock. Heacock walks to the top of the circle. Gives off to Zick. Back to Heacock. Heacock shot deflected up into the corner. Mueller will collect there. Got a little time. Walks to the blue line. Makes a bad pass to Zick. Zick does what he can. Directs it to Poles in front. Quad City wraps around the boards hard. It'll go the length of the ice. Sheehy will stop it behind the net. What are we doing? Sheehy plays it off to Deutsch. Deutsch walks all the way down to the goal line, hits the brakes there. Plays with it in the corner for a bit. He'll walk it back up to the half wall, walks to the faceoff dot, gives off, give and go, shot, goal! So the Saints get one back on the power play. So that power play may have been over. .609 left in the third period. We've got Sheehy, Pierce, and Weiner out on the ice. Sheehy centers it. Pierce has got it in the corner. Turns it back towards the goal line.
Assisted by number 16, Nolan Pierce. At 6:07 of the third period.
And looks like Nolan Pierce is going to head to the box. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Quad City go back in the power play. Leading 4-2 with 5:54 left in the third period. Deutsch in for the face-off. Don't see him take a lot of face-offs, but he did a fine job. He should probably take more. Sends it the length of the ice. We didn't get the icing call. The rest have learned. Heacock presses the issue. He steals it behind the net. Walks out in front. It's taken back. Quad City's got it on the far side. Heacock knocks it loose. Bouncing puck at center ice. Quad City controls. Backhand pass over to Freiberger. Sent in. Seegers has got it. He'll send it the length of the ice. Deutsch will go to chase it below the goal line. He'll wrap it up the near boards. Freiberger cross ice pass. Kicks off the boards and Quad City's got it. They'll take it to the zone. Sets up shop there. Heacock manages to clear it back out to center ice and Quad City controls. Now they'll walk it up the near side. Walks it down to the half wall where it's stolen. Sent out. Bounces just over Deutsch's stick. Now Deutsch has got it. He's got a clear path to the net. Shot just wide. And Quad City regroups and they'll come back. Center ice, bad pass into the skates. Stolen by Zick there. He'll bring it down into the zone. Now down below the goal line. Presses the issue there in the corner. Tries to walk out in front. It's taken back. Quad Cities has got it now. Plays it hard off the board. Patton's got it. Hits the brakes at center ice while the Blues change. Circles back into the defensive zone. Leaves it there. Blues will carry it up the far side. Cross neutral ice, dumps it into the zone. Shot towards the net, blocked in front. Now it's Zick with the puck. He'll try and send it down. Held in at the blue line by Quad Cities. Zick again with the puck. He'll send it down. Xander Sheehy's going to be the first one to get there. Going to get a checking from behind penalty. 2-10.
Quad City penalty on number 66.
Quad City fans don't believe that was a checking behind.
Checking from behind. With 3:51 remaining in the third period.
I'm going to check the stats.
And a 10-minute misconduct as well. You suck! That puts your Dubuque Saints on the Logic power play.
Yeah, it says here the Quad City team has taken 177 minutes in penalties this season. I'm sure none of those were earned either. So Dubuque will go back in the power play. 3 minutes and 51 seconds left. Down by 2. Blues coach discussing why that wasn't a checking from behind. This is going to be a losing argument every time. Weiner in for the faceoff. He's flanked by Deutsch and Pierce. Puck's down. Played out to Seegers at the blue line. Freiberger's got it there for Quad Cities. He'll walk it in. Shot from the blue line. Saved by Sheehy. He'll kick it off to Seegers. Seegers circles around the back of the net. Long pass up to Weiner. Weiner's got it just inside the blue line. Hits the brakes. Cuts to the middle. It's stolen there. Now he'll walk it into the corner. Towards the front of the net. Hits the brakes again. And they'll knock the net off. So the Saints will leave their power play out of Weiner, Sheehy, Deutsch, Pierce, and Seegers. Sheehy in for the faceoff. Puck down. Sheehy wins it over to Weiner. Weiner back to Seegers. Seeger back to Weiner. Weiner walks it to the faceoff dot. Now he's down below the goal line. Takes it around the back of the net. Just off his stick loose there. And we're going to get a penalty on Dubuque. Another checking from behind. Well, the Quad City fans agree with that one. So when a Dubuque player gets checking from behind, it's clearly from checking from behind. When the Quad City player does it, it's a huge farce.
Also a 10-minute misconduct.
Maddox Mitchell will be the one to keep Gate company for 2 minutes. So we'll play 4-on-4 hockey for a minute 23. Quad Cities will get a brief penalty or power play. Duke still trailing by 2 goals. Puck's down. She somehow gloved that one and then dropped it off for Zick. Zick will carry it into the attacking zone. Quad City now breaks it up. Far side. Sheehy's got it now. He'll take it to the near far corner. Circles back. Carries it up the far side. Across the blue line. Now it's wrapped up the near side. Quad City strips it on one. It's Blunk from the top of the circle. Gloved down by Sheehy again. He'll send it to length. Hits someone in front and squirts out to center ice. Dumped back in. Zick's got it now. Hits a loose stick there. Wright sends it back. Blunk's got it. Walks to the top of the circles. It's stolen there by Henry. Knocked out to center ice. Knocked back in. Zick's got it now in the slot. 18 seconds left in the Quad Cities penalty. Pierce across center ice. Into the blue line. Quad Cities plays it up into the blue line. She tries to play the puck. Can't quite get it. Heacock off the boards. Ahead to Pierce. Pierce has got it on the near side. In the corner. Sends it out. Nobody home. Heacock now on the far side. It's kicked out. 2-on-1. Seegers is back. Cross ice pass. Nice diving block by Nolan Pierce. .129 left in the game. 16 seconds left in the Dubuque penalty. Puck's down. Mueller's got it. He'll backhand it out. Sends it the length of the ice. Quad Cities are collected in the near corner. Good to D around the back of the net. Played up to the middle to the Quad City bench. They'll control there. Takes it into the zone. Hits the brakes just inside the blue line. Fans on the one-timer attempt. It's Mueller in the far corner. Wraps around the back on the boards. Nethery's got it there. He'll walk it to the far side. Dumps it in. Deutsch will be the first one to get there. He's got it behind the net. Battled with the Quad City players. Minute left in the game. Seegers has got it now. Empty net for Dubuque. Puck will be sent down. No icing. Henry's got it behind the net. He'll walk it up the middle. Gives it right off to Quad Cities. Taken back. Now it's just inside the Quad City blue line. They'll play it out. Seegers has got it there. Plays it ahead to Pierce. Pierce gets it in the blue line. Knocks it low. Pierce now in the corner. Sends it towards the net. Hits off the post. Heacock tried to bury it. Couldn't quite finish. Mueller sends it back to the point. No one was there. Sheehy couldn't get there. 10 seconds left. Seeger sends it ahead to Sheehy. Sheehy along the boards. And that'll do it. So final score, Quad City 4, Dubuque Saints 2. Shots on goal ended up being 30 in favor of the Blues, 20 for the Saints. Varsity will be on tap here in the next 20-25 minutes. We hope to see you back for that.